Are in with this Game 1 matchup between Vici Gaming and Team Liquid here. Already a very interesting draft between these two teams. Vici Gaming just finishing off a very long best-of-3 series, shutting down any redemption hopes for Newbie up against Liquid. They're going to have to go up against a very tough Team Liquid here, Trent. And on the Liquid side, we see a very interesting draft. The Elder Titan coming out here on this Radiant team, but we already see a fight breaking out. Miracle's gonna get caught, and that's first blood going the way of Vici Gaming almost immediately. The immediate smoke up works out for Vici. Well done there.
Yeah, they've been playing aggressively like that all throughout the day, and that's something we used to see with the Shadow Fiend when he had the Clockwork on his own team, right? You always try and catch him before he goes to the rune after consuming all of those souls. So
yes.
Certainly a normal sight up against the Shadow Fiend here, and Miracle will be the first blood. He's added another hero to the list here, I suppose, though, as he brings the SF into this one. But that Mind Control Elder Titan is so hype. Very excited to see this hero.
That's what everybody's talking about, my friend. Tell me about the Elder Titan in the off lane for Mind Control here.
I don't know, it's just not something we get to see all too often. I've kind of been harping on the what feels like a lack of a off lane pool, so maybe Liquid just trying to improve that a little bit here, but we'll have to just kind of see how they're stacking up that magic damage, of course. Yeah, maybe there's some questions as to like how you can get the spell lamp going with the Shadow Fiend now that we've had these changes to the rays and whatnot, so it should be interesting to watch.
Yeah, we'll see. This is mid lane matchup is going to be very interesting. Ori on the Death Prophet had a great third game up against Newbie, but Kuroki is already going to help out. In the meantime, we will see Cogs, or rather Battery Assault, coming in from Fenrir, chasing off GH. There's 3 heroes here for Liquid, 2 for Vici Gaming right now, so already a lot of emphasis placed on this mid lane, trying to get Miracle those Necromastery stacks, get him some good auto attack damage for now.
Yeah, without the Clockwork on his team, obviously that first couple waves become very important for a Shadow Fiend, and one of the reasons why the hero kind of fell off a bit here. He's still struggling through that Soul Siphon to try and get a couple last hits. He's
got like no regen. He has to figure out a salve at this point. Kuro's going to have to do his best while the Night Stalker roams elsewhere, putting some pressure on Paparazzi top lane. So as of right now, lane's shaping up as you would expect, but it is going to be the dual lane mid where most of the action, I believe, would happen here. And in fact, Miracle already getting pretty low in this mid lane, 100 HP, but we'll keep our eyes peeled for both top and mid action to happen.
Yeah, and bottom lane too, we have this 1v1 of the Tidehunter versus the Ursa. So you got to say this is favoring Liquid overall, as this is kind of the dream scenario for them. Young 11 forced to try and make some plays in the jungle here as he runs away from these Fury swipes.
Yeah, so obviously the panel talked about it. He is going to go for a TP. Is it going to... The Earthshock brings him down. Matumba Man. I was just about to sing Young 11's praises, of course. He had a great tournament so far. A bit unfortunate going down there in a 1 versus 1 matchup, but all right, good start coming in from Matumba Man down bottom already.
Yeah, he's got the boots. He's got the Orb of Venom. He's going to go pick up a stick now. This lane's kind of over for Young 11 here, and we've been singing his praises throughout this tournament. It's looked like probably the most impressive player overall in terms of an individual effort coming out from the team, but he's really been given the short end of the stick on this one. There's no more Iron Town. He can't just go into the jungle and be very quick here, so he needs a little bit of an assistance play from Fenrir. Or maybe he's just going to steal his runes and run away. Wow, talk about getting shafted.
Yeah, that's pretty rough, actually. Meanwhile, Miracle goes in with a double raise mid up to 18 Necromastery stacks, and he's going to find a regen rune. Oh, Miracle. Getting a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill there coming in to secure that kill on Ori, and Miracle already looking dominant here in the beginning of this game.
Well, that's going to be a mid lane victory. Safe lane victory. And man, 2 more races right away onto Ori as he returns. He's almost out of half HP. Miracle's just tanking the Soul Siphon and trading.
At this point he can. He's going to salve up.
Oh, Paparazzi just blinks away there.
So with Fenrir rotating down bottom, trying to make some space for this Tidehunter, they will only have 1 support top. That is going to be Lanham on the Rubik. Very veteran player, will help out Paparazzi, but he's sitting at 13 last hits. He's getting harassed pretty heavily here. Mind Control level 3 now, holding the point, has 1 in Astral, 1 in the Natural Order. I'm sure he'll get another point in Astral. He will. So a lot of damage going to be coming out. You're going to see it here. Hits him with the stapler gun, and just doing so much damage against Paparazzi already. So this is not a fun lane for the Anti-Mage in this top lane at all for now.
Yeah, in mid lane, this awkward scenario where Ori's gone for the double null, but he's lost out, right? I mean, you're up to 23 stacks now onto the Shadow Fiend, so his right click is still going to beat you, even though you've gone double null. And now you don't have boots, whereas Miracle does, so Ori is just kind of helpless. And, well, speaking of helpless, it's Tidehunter versus Ursa. And that's going to be 1 more kill from Matumba Man.
I mean, pretty much every lane right now is going great for Liquid. They're getting good farm for the Elder Titan. They're not winning that top lane, but they're winning every other lane. And you're absolutely right about Miracle mid. 24 Necromaster stacks. Fenrir will come in, trying to get off some battery assaults, but he can't do anything. He just zones out Miracle at this point. He'll have to back up. This is already looking kind of rough for Vici Gaming early on. Meantime, there's going to be the Nightmare coming out. Kuro looking to steal the rune. Did he get it? He did. The bounty comes out. There's the brain sap. Paparazzi has to run. He's got the blink at the ready. They're going to try to turn this now. Lanham also getting chased down. No abilities left for him. Mind control. Battery salted up, slowed down, and now cogged up as well. And Fenrir going to keep him in there for now. Mind control will run. He's going to get the cog pushback as well. But for now, Paparazzi going to try to turn this. Brain sap, not enough mana left. The Fade Bolt comes out. And with 3 heroes here, they're finally going to get another kill. And Kuro will fall as well. Paparazzi getting involved in both of those. So we'll look to be a good fight for Liquid at the beginning there. Goes very well for Vici at the end of it.
Yeah, great positioning from Fenrir. Not exactly the easiest stuff on a Clockwork right in the early game, but perfect time to be level 2, have that battery salt and the cogs available there, and helps them clean up a nice double kill. So recovery has been made by Vici, and I'd say going into that next little phase of the game as we start to leave the lanes, there's also some great moments for them too. If Fenrir can get himself into level 6, they kind of have a pretty superior initiation advantage over the side of Liquid, right?
Yep.
I mean, you can scout with the Spirit, sure, maybe you'll get a stomp. You can have Night Stalker trying to abuse that vision, but we're going to be looking for like basically a blink jump from Ursa. Well, maybe he will have the blink. He's just exploding down there.
It's nuts. He popped the Enrage. He just got level 6, and then he shreds away the Tidehunter. He doesn't even look like a Tidehunter when he pops the Enrage like that with the Fury Swipes on him. So it is just rough for Young 11 again. The guy that has been the MVP of the tournament so far now having a rough time in that bottom lane on this Tidehunter. It is just game 1 of this best-of-5 series, and it's only 5.5 minutes in. Liquid only have a 1K advantage as well, but they're already putting pressure on elsewhere. They're looking for top now. They've got the Void coming out, Paparazzi getting chased down. No Crippling Fear. Night Stalker is only level 2. The Astral will come in. The Stomp's going to follow up. It will hit. Auto attacks coming in, still slept for a moment. The brain sap from Kuro, though. They set it up, and with that sleep change for Mind Control on the Elder Titan, they're able to get the kill.
Man, pure damage from Brain Sap, dealing with the help from the natural order of this game. There's quite a few problems for the anti-mage. All we're missing is a break to come out or something.
Yeah, this they need Viper for that, but sadly not this game. Meanwhile, Miracle, he might get ganked. They even rotate 11 in for this. The Cogs will come out. They've got the Crypt Swarm. Battery Assault coming through, making sure he can't use his Raze. His Fade Bolt now as GH is running in with the haste rune. The body blocks. Ori's in trouble. Spirit Siphon keeping him alive. GH still trying to chase, but can't find it here. But Man coming in, he will use his Fury Swipes and Rage again and just destroys this poor Tidehunter. My God. All right.
I wasn't completely sold on the Ursa pick, simply because we've seen so many people able to dodge that matchup, right? Where it feels like the Ursa doesn't even get that advantage. You're just like, okay, well, we'll put the Tide away from him. And in this game, though, that would put him either against your Anti-Mage, who you can't allow to fall behind, or some weird DP lane. I mean, that's not going to happen, so they kind of had no choice. And this game, they're not able to salvage anything for Young 11 early.
No, he's going to have to, I don't know, head into the jungle. But like you mentioned, there's no Iron Talon now. So he's going to sit top for now against Mind Control, level 5, both offlaners.
That's a 7-minute Mask of Madness, Phase Boots, Magic Wand, Ursa.
Yeah, and it's important to note that even though the Elder Titan and Tidehunter are the same level, Kuro has, of course, been there. Meanwhile, mid lane, Miracle trying to go in Orb, but he's going to get dropped again. So one good thing going for Vici Gaming is they are finding these kills.
Being run down.
Again, one more time, Mind Control. There's the Gush coming in. He has also has the Anchor Smash. The Mana Void coming out, making sure it cancels the stomp, and just in time, too, is Young 11 able to get the salve off, and he will survive as well.
That's a very nice pickup for them. Especially with it going to the AM as well. Pretty much best case scenario. However, this whole time, Ursa has been going down here.
Yeah, he's going to grab the Aegis very early on. That Mask of Madness timing, like you mentioned, is insane. Plus the Phase Boots, full wand on top of it, now working on a Blank Dagger. He's going to run in Young 11. He might not have died earlier, but needs to be careful. Paparazzi getting jumped on by Matumba Man. They can start putting pressure on this top lane if they want, but the one good thing, like I said, for Vici Gaming is they have been dropping Miracle a few times here and there.
And I was feeling kind of good about Vici Gaming coming to the laning stage because of this Clockwork, and if you can get to level 6, you can try and make some plays, get some kills, but the more, I kind of examine, I'm not sure who's going to partner up with the Clockwork. Who's going to go around and actually get some kills, right? AM's going to be busy farming. DP, she doesn't really have the range to help out that much with the Clockwork. And then your other hero is a Tidehunter, who of course doesn't function all too well in terms of like that ganking potential. He's more about the like, stand behind me and let's go hit some buildings. So it feels like it's going to be a lot of space creating for Clock, where he's just trying to enable them to push deeper, but I don't know if the other heroes will be ready.
And speaking of space creation, he will find a kill on Kuroki, but it will trade him his own life at this point. So, and in the meantime, top lane's just getting pushed, but Matumba Man, Mask Madness, like we talked about, Mind Control is here as well with Treads himself. So they'll try to trade bottom. They pop the Exorcism for Orb with double Null Tal. The Glyph will come out. So tier 1 for tier 1, perhaps, going for both teams.
This is good for them. If they're dodging the Aegis like this, I mean, they're not going to fight into them anyway. They're still getting a building themselves. Just have to try and delay Miracle in the mid lane to make sure it's not a really advantageous trade for Miracle, or for Liquid rather.
I mean, the good news is Paparazzi is still getting good farm.
Here with the sleep
Stomp going to come through in bottom lane. It's going to hit onto 2 perfectly. Keeps them in place for now, but there's no TP follow-ups as they're too busy dealing with top lane. Exorcism is done, and this tower is still not down yet. Meanwhile, Matama Man will grab that tier 1 in that top lane. He's going back. He also doesn't have much mana to work with as well, but he does have 14 wand charges. Looks like for now this tower will be safe, but with Paparazzi coming in, they're probably going to take it. Maybe they're looking for top. Fenrir setting up, but there's a ward here, so they see this. But Tama's going to go for the TP. Fenrir is only level 6, so he doesn't even have a hook shot at this point. They're setting up here, but GH is already out. It's he's just going to go ahead and TP. See ya.
Yeah, Paparazzi's made his way bottom, but now he is to leave, all under ward coverage, so Liquid are aware. They're vacating the area, put their focus elsewhere.
So, I mean, the good news is he's farming pretty well in that anti-mage, right? I mean, how concerned are you at this point about Paparazzi, and what can he do for VG Gaming in this mid-game?
A lot of it comes back to Young 11. Tidehunter is just someone who needs a lot of farm. He can't be the sacrificial offlaner. If you don't have those defensive items to feel really strong and tanky, you kind of feel like, I don't know, you don't want to go blink these days, right? You want to get stuff to tank yourself up. You want to be in the front line. You want to be threatening Ravage the entire time. Not only is he against an Ursa, who, of course, can burst you down very, very quickly, he also just has no items.
Yeah.
So, items or not, he's in some serious trouble this game.
And there's the threat of the sleep from the Elder Titan as well, who's doing really well. Soul Ring is coming out for him. And Drum, which makes sense on top of it. This ET, Mind Control, showing his stuff on this hero that we don't really see that often. 11 might get chased down, Matama Man. Blink and a couple hundred gold here. They're TPing in. Fenrir level 6. He's got the hook shot. Aegis is up. They're going to go for it. Cog push back. It's going to be there. The Earth Shock is in. Mana is gone from Matama Man, but he has the Enrage to work with. Fenrir taking so much damage. There's the Ravage. It's on to 3. The Mana Void will take 1. The Silence is there. Aegis is about to get dropped in. Kuro, he's got to run. Exorcism is popped. They really want these kills. Kuro is getting chased down. The Spirit Siphon just burning him away. Matamba will take 1. Paparazzi has to blink out, but now Ori is in with another Spirit Siphon, and they'll grab 3. It's a 3-for-1 trade coming in for VG Gaming. Beautifully done, and finally the Ravage comes out for Young 11.
I believe there's a Kuro quote about watching out for the 5-man Chinese Dota. Like they like to just group up this 1 point really early and focus that key hero, and you got to know when to avoid it. Not this game, it looks like, so not able to cap themselves away from that. Excellently done. And VG Gaming get themselves right back into this one. I have to say, I was very concerned when they hooked that Ursa. It's like, that looks so ambitious, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he has an Aegis, there's another hero there, but able
the
to clean
big
that
thing
on
was
up.
he didn't have any mana at the beginning, and he just gets brought down by Paparazzi and crew. And then the rotation coming in for the depth prophet, perfect timing there, who's now working on a Yule Scepter. So that helps Young 11. I mean, he's still really far behind. He's just ahead of the Clockwork and Night Stalker at this point.
Yeah, he's doing everything he can, though. Like, first Ravage, so important on Tidehunter. You don't want to burn lunges to support or something, but honestly, you kind of end up doing that half the time. And this was pretty much best case scenario. 2 big kills for them. And Liquid are also still at a very terrifying point. They just got a Force Staff finished up here. Oh, hookshot top lane. Kuro gets Miracle inside. He had no idea because the Invis rune. Oh, Fenrir.
Classic. That's unfortunate.
Looks so nice,
to say the least. And Miracle gets a free kill coming out. 36 Necromastery Sex. Goes for Force Staff first, which makes sense against the Clockwork too. And Rage coming in, looking for Ori, getting chased down by the Spirit Siphon, keeping him alive. Stomp about to hit. He just makes away as they cancel the Stomp. The Earth Splitter's going to come out too little too late. In fact, actually almost hit him just the tip, but it will avoid it. Now coming in, they will take the Rubik instead. He's caught out of position, and now Liquids are the 1-5 mana here, all together in this mid lane for now.
Yeah, that fresh Force Staff on Miracle just going to help so much in terms of this aggression. It means Matama Man doesn't have to worry as much about getting cogged in, allows Miracle to play a little bit more aggressively too. And now it's just Matamba looking around with this Blink Dagger to see who else they can punish. I was expecting a Puck to try and do these plays, like you see Young 11 way down bottom cutting waves. But they went with the Tidehunter instead in the end, and he still has to do that same kind of stuff. So look for some very deep plays from the VG heroes here. You can look where Paparazzi is forced to farm. This is the kind of stuff they have to do this match.
Fenrir looking for mind control, but he got forced up to the high ground. Now Fenrir's going to get jumped on. Matuma so strong. Stomp will hit. Already one dead. Ori's going to pop the Exorcism 11. He's got the Ravage ready. He's holding on to it for now. Not popping it. There it goes. Matuma will get caught. So will Miracle, but there's the Enrage coming out. It's a 1-for-1 trade at the end of the day. Now a raise will hit for Miracle. That'll grab a kill. 2-for-1. Matuma getting chased, but so speedy, able to get out. He still has Blink available too on the other side of the fight. Mana Void, Paparazzi, and Mind Control going toe-to-toe. 2-for-2 trade for now. Fade Bolt secures the third, and Vici get the better end of the trade, but they could have gotten more out of it. They were so close to getting Matuma, just couldn't quite get there in time.
The threat of the Ravage is real, despite being relatively weak this game. Matuma knows he can't just go 1v1 versus the Tidehunter there. Don't really have like the silence available. Of course, if you go for the Crippling Fear, then it's just going to get busted out by that Kraken Shell anyway, as it is up to level 3. And once again, we're going to see the Solar Crest here on the Tidehunter. Lovely build, really going to be helpful against the Shadow Fiend and the Ursa in this mid game.
Yeah, you need some tankiness as well up against this this Ursa for sure. He's getting shredded for now. But Paparazzi's still doing very well. He's right now tied with Miracle, essentially. Battle Fury, working on Yasha, then he'll go for Manta Style, assumedly. Once he gets that, things might get a little bit easier for Vici Gaming. They still need a lot more items, but they're starting to get their trend, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. It's all about the waves right now. The Rubik's going top, Fenrir's down bottom, but that mid lane is still a concern.
Oh, 11, Void, Matuma and Rage. Not enough damage. Good TP from Young 11 to keep himself alive. He's back at the base now. So, look at
Don't think they can save mid, though.
Now this tower looks to be dead. It's already low. Half HP on this tier 2 tower. Miracle's just going to go to work as he's working on his Hurricane Pike as well. They're going to just split up the map, though, like you were talking about. Paparazzi's already down bottom, pushing into this tier 2. They use the glyph, so that'll help as well.
Lanham's ward just got spotted top here, though. Put through a lot of effort to get that up there, and sadly it'll just get dewarded right away once they get over there.
He has Brain Sap stolen, not for much longer though, so we'll see what Lanham can do in this game. Some good spells to be stolen for sure.
There's still pressure on Liquid now. There's only 30 seconds left until Ravage is back, so if they're going to commit for this tower, it has to be soon. It looks like they might just wait until after maybe the next Aegis.
It's 2 minutes though, is next Roshan, so they have to wait a fair bit, which might give Vici Gaming more room to get back in this game.
Radiant's bottom
yeah, you can see the lead dwindling. You can see AM climbing almost into his Yasha.
All right, late game carries. We've seen a lot of them so far in this patch, and Anti-Mage has been one of the more dominant heroes in some of the games, I would say. He hasn't been unbeatable, but Anti-Mage has looked pretty good in this tournament so far, I would say, Trent.
Yep. I am worried, until he has Manta though, their burst is very weak on the side of Vici, so I don't expect these fights to get any easier over the next 6 minutes or so, especially when they don't have the Ravage.
Yeah, that is the one key. You're fighting around long cooldowns for Vici Gaming, whereas Liquid, rather short cooldowns for pretty much all of their heroes. I mean, maybe Fiend's Grip, Earth Splitter, things of that nature, but not as big of a deal, especially with heroes like Ursa and Shadow Fiend to work with as well. So something to keep in mind there, but we'll see. I mean, it is nighttime. They haven't gotten much done with this nighttime. They didn't get that tier 2 tower
look at this
mid.
Timing too. They smoked up knowing that daytime was coming soon, so now they're going to be able to find a fight here in the mid lane.
This is close. The flare will come in. They see Kuro, but the
he
hook shot,
away.
Ori! He walked right in front of him. Oh my God, they're still going to get the telekinesis. They probably still get this kill anyway. Maybe they get more out of that. The stomp will come in. It'll hit onto 2 for now. Earth Splitter's going to come through as well. This will do a lot of damage. 11 and Paparazzi need to be careful. They have Ravage. 1-for-1 trade. Mind Control will go down. Ori's last auto attack chases him up the hill, but Matuma looking for Paparazzi. Good Yule Scepter to keep him alive. There's the Ravage coming through. Hits onto 3. Telekinesis. They want Matuma. They're going to find him. A double kill coming out. Ori gets an unstoppable spree. They're looking for more. Miracle is going to be under the tower at the tier 1. Exorcism is going, and they're going to take this fight. And even with Ori walking in front of the hook shot, it still works out well there, Trent.
Very impressive stuff, and they're getting the Exorcism in the fight right next to an objective. I mean, that's just excellent planning coming out here from Vici Gaming. Perfect use of the Ravage to just come back. Nice
They're going to fight
right
this,
into
though.
daytime.
GH is running in. There's the Void. Getting low is Ori. The Astral. The Yule Scepter saves him for now, but he should still fall. The Stomp will be there just in case. Not even needed. So Vici Gaming staying too long, and now all of their abilities, or their big abilities rather, are down on cooldown. Exorcism and Ravage, of course. So we'll see if Liquid can take advantage of this.
Yeah, just go back to grab the wave here.
And Roche is up too, of course.
It is spotted by both teams with the flare coming through. Miracle just going to raise a little bit mid and then head in towards the pit, it looks like.
Well, that is real good play from Liquid there. Make sure they get that kill. Fenrir, he has a haste rune, but Miracle just raises him up with all those auto attacks coming out as well.
I mean, if you're not ready to just like hookshot a neutral creep, you can't go in on that, honestly.
No.
Top lane, just going to go and zone out AM.
So it doesn't look like Vici can contest this. I mean, with Ursa especially, they take it so damn quick. They also have the medallion on mind control. And this thing's dead at this point. That's Aegis and Cheese. And so things go back in Liquid's favor here for at least a little bit.
Yeah, Ursa felt like relatively weak, I would say, in the past couple patches. Even when Cheese was added to the second row, she didn't feel that great. But now with the Refresher Shard, it's kind of crazy how early that's going to start to come out here because of the Ursa. And he grabbed that first Roche, what, like 7 minutes or something?
We're going to see Refresher Shard in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. They don't honestly have the best team for it, but
it almost,
at least not in the flashiest sense. It's still good for an Ursa.
But it almost
SF.
benefits Vici Gaming more if they can get that Roche because you have the Exorcism, you have the Ravage. So all of a sudden, if you can take that third Roche, but again, it comes down to getting to that point in the first place. It's a 4K lead for Liquid. I mean, it's not like they're not threatening high ground yet. They finally took that tier 2 mid, which was there for a while, but I mean, Paparazzi still, he can split up these waves, he can continue to farm. He is second in net worth, and Miracle has done a great job getting on top of that chart right now. With Hurricane Pike, he's picked up the Cheese as well, and the BKB is going to be his next item on the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, and that'll be our answer to the Ravage here. So not only will he be able to BKB it himself, hopefully, but he can also help push around his allies who are caught inside of it, maybe stop them from the comboing up on some of his allies. But Paparazzi into the trees up top, taking the Ohio advice. Just going to stay there.
Yeah, stay in those trees, for sure. GH was looking for him. It is nighttime now, so we'll have this for another 4 minutes or so, but already Vici Gaming, they don't really care. It looks like they're going to invade the jungle. The TPs are coming in. They're going to run right in. There's the silence coming out, but inside is Fenrir. He's in trouble. The telekinesis, they're going to get the sages. Kuroki's in trouble as well. The Shrine, the Nightmare will save him for now, but he's still going to drop here. Ravage comes in once more. Matella Man will fall. Perfect invasion from Vici, and they're looking for more. Miracle, he's got the Cheese. He's in trouble. Can he pop it? The Earth Splitter, he will. They're going to use the Requiem coming out as well. The cog pushback not in time. Not that it matters. It's a double kill for Ori. 3 down, and Vici Gaming, they somehow take the perfect fight, the perfect invasion of the jungle at the beginning of night.
They're playing masterfully right now, honestly. I mean, a few things going their way in terms of like the TP in and everything to start off that fight, but they're just well-timed. I would even say maybe a couple of mistakes there too, like using the Cheese in that situation. The odds of that helping you are so low.
Yep.
And now you've just kind of lost everything you've gained here for the side of Liquid. Again, though, the cooldowns do become an issue. They're able to finish off this tower thanks to the help they had with it in the previous fight at post-Exorcism, but the later this game goes, you got to start favoring VG more and more.
Yeah. I mean, Paparazzi is becoming a big deal. I don't want to harp on it too much, but an anti-mage getting into 20-minute mark is always dangerous. And they have a Solar Crest to help out now with Ori. They have his Manta Style done.
That Blade Mail, too. I mean, Fenrir, it already looked pretty rough from Matella Man before, but he won't be able to go 1v1 with him inside those cogs anymore. Yeah,
he's still a ways away, though. He needs the broadsword, so he'll take a little bit to get there. And Young 11, I mean, he's now ahead of Mind Control. He's been there for a bit, I think, too. So despite that rough early game, he's had a couple of really good Ravages. Obviously, his team has helped set it up with Fenrir, but...
Yep. And the Solar Crests are great, too. From him and both the DP, really making life hard for Matella Man.
Yeah. This is some good stuff. Looks like Matella Man has BKB. I think also Deso in his quick buy, too, I believe.
Yeah, doubled up there, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what he's working on next. So Matella Man has slowed down a bit. That fast start now not really leading to this mid-game. A slight advantage finally for Vici Gaming. I believe this is their first slight lead of the game since the beginning of it anyway. Net worth graph will dip down. It was almost a 6K lead for Liquid at one point. Now not so anymore. But it's still, I mean, it's not the end of the world, despite the fact that we keep talking about this AM, this Death Prophet. They have Miracle. He's got a Hurricane Bike. He's working on Butterfly. They have the Earth Splitter to work with, so they have these big abilities. And they're going to take the tower, too. This top tier 2 tower is going to get dropped by Miracle.
They're still getting those pressures in, too, when they know Ravage is down, but we're starting to get close here, about 10 more seconds, so clock is ticking on Liquid being this deep.
Meanwhile, Matella Man, Gush, silence. There's going to be the flare. Fade Bolt, he is in trouble. Telekinesis, hookshot just splits between him and the Tidehunter. Earth Splitter coming in, doesn't hit. Miracle on the run now. He's got BKB. Matella Man staying alive is the biggest part of this fight for now. Fenrir still chasing. Battery Assault will go. The Gush is there. BKB Requiem about to fly. It's going to hit Fenrir, excuse me, and just Fenrir, but it will bring him down pretty much alone. Ori's popped to the exorcism. It's time to leave if you're Liquid. Despite using that 10-second BKB, it is now worn off for Miracle. Matema coming back in. There's the Fiend's Grip and Young 11. Kraken shielded up, and that's huge. They get the badge they needed, and now Matema getting caught. Paparazzi's in. With him down, you might want to back away if you're Liquid, and they will. So 2-for-1 trade. GH also on the run. Paparazzi with no more mana void. I don't know if they can find him. He's going to try to go for it. GH still pretty tanky on the other side of the fight, though. Ori's still going. He's in trouble getting chucked down. The Spirit Siphon, he just stayed there too long, and Miracle, he stays through. He comes back into the fray, and they grab another giant kill. And Vici, they're going to get caught again. Lonham, Silver crested up that Fade Bolt. He will secure a kill at least, but he will fall for it. At the end of the day, I believe it was a 3-for-3. We'll see the fight recap here in just a moment, but that was a bloodbath for both teams.
Yeah, a little aggressive right at the end of that fight from Ori, chasing down with a Yule Scepter. Looked like a free kill on the Mind Control, but Crow was there to help back him up, and turns it more into their favor. So goes about an 800 gold victory there for the Radiant. That was a hook shot in the Miracle.
No BKB. He is in trouble at this point. He's got it in 8 seconds. Going to get forced away with the Hurricane Pike. Still chasing him down. The Flare, they're going to have enough damage with the auto attacks. He can't even get the BKB in time. So at the end of it, he stays too long. And the one issue is that Paparazzi stays alive throughout the entirety of that fight, from beginning to end, essentially. All right. Back and forth we go, my friend.
Yeah, you got to start to wonder about this timing here. Oh, actually, the -1 second. I didn't even notice on Paparazzi this game. Not opting for the Blink Illusion that's been so popular.
Yeah, that's been the new hot meme for sure for anti-mages. Jump around, drop the illusion in waves, just keep pushing the wave out as much as possible. Also good for canceling blinks, obviously, but he will go the other direction and get the 1 second cooldown. He's also working on an Assault Cuirass, by the way, for his next item.
I think overall lack of stuns here on the side of Liquid, the main reason they picked the aim in the first place. So
right.
The -1 second on blink cooldown just even harder for them to lock him down.
Oh, Fenrir's going to get caught bottom. Stomp will actually miss it, so he might be able to just walk out scot-free. In the meantime, top lane, Matema is farming very aggressively and might get caught here. Lonham, good blink away just in time for Matema. Gets himself out of trouble, and he needs that BKB too, really badly.
I think it might be time to take a look at third Roche here. We're going to find out in 1 minute here just when he will be reappearing. That's unbelievable that there's going to be a refresher shard here. And it feels like if they don't get something done with this, Liquid are really in trouble. I mean, I have to be concerned about the sieging potential. The core Elder Titan doesn't necessarily feel that strong heading into later parts of the game, especially compared to someone like Tidehunter. I mean, you imagine the perfect combination from Elder Titan with the, the sleep and whatnot into the giant ultimate. That Ravage just kind of does that itself, right?
Yeah.
Much easier to execute.
You get a refresher shard or a refresher orb on top of it for Young 11, and then things get even more interesting. But at this point, you have all of your abilities up for Vici Gaming, or rather your big abilities. You have the Death Prophet ult, you have the Tidehunter ult. They want to make something happen here. They want to make sure they secure this next Roshan because of how big that refresher shard is. And we'll see if they can't do it. Liquid are going to have to try to maybe go for a smoke, take a fight somehow, but this is not going to be easy for them. Figure out when the next rush is.
We kind of pointed out the initiation earlier on in the game too, right? And the idea of taking a fight, forcing engagements if you're Liquid. Oh, some
nice,
neutrals.
got the creeps.
A little bit in the way there. Fenrir not going to find Matema on the other side of the map, but they don't have that. The whole point of them starting fights for the side of Liquid is by being ahead, by walking up to a tower and saying, "Hey, you, come fight us." At least they have Fenrir side of the Dire, but I worry that if this game gets out of control, how are they going to force those engagements for Liquid if they have to try and catch some of these heroes on the side?
Yeah, it feels like it's going to be tough at this point. I mean, you can already see it feels like
even a solo pickoff onto Paparazzi, if he gets into that Lincoln Sphere, that Aghanim Scepter, although he hasn't gone from obviously with the AC, so maybe that's going to give at least some option here from Matema.
He's feeling
perhaps
pretty
get Abyssal.
I like the AC though against Matema, and especially against Miracle too. I think it works really well in this situation.
Yeah, they've gone heavy armor, right? The Solar Crest, the AC.
I am a big fan, and we will see moving together Vici Gaming. They're sitting on top of a ward for now, so if they go for a smoke, Liquid are going to have an idea, and maybe they can find something with it, and they really need to get something going. Roshan, 1.5 minutes until the spawn on Roche, and they'll continue to check on both sides. Fenrir obviously continuing to flare, and Liquid just, I guess, GH running in from time to time at this point, but very important Roshan here for both teams.
Just again, incredible how well they played this early game aside of Vici. It felt like it was going to be a snowball victory for Liquid, so ahead on that Ursa, but those first couple Ravages just went perfectly. The rotations, playing around the nighttime, it's just everything that's usually so hard to do against Liquid. Vici appeared to be doing it flawlessly.
Yeah. It was that one fight bottom where they had the 3-man Ravage plus the exorcism coming out, and that was after they got the Aegis as well from the Ursa. So, I mean, impressive stuff so far. It's a 4K lead, but again, we're not done yet. 28
Young
minutes
11
in.
has a halberd too, which Miracle needs to be so cautious now.
That is devastating, actually.
And of course, Ursa doesn't even have that option, right? So if he hits Matama Man, hard knock life.
He has 40% evasion on the Tide right now, by the way, which is pretty good. Not to mention, of course, all the other defensive capabilities.
15% status resistance. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
He needs the Aeon Disc now.
Another great steal here from Lion M
That's something
well.
we were talking about, too, the Aeon Disc and Tide Hunter. I mean, I don't think there's a chance he goes in this game, probably, but...
It feels like with Kraken that you shouldn't spend that much on something else.
No, I don't think so.
Tide-esque heroes, for sure.
It's such a weird item, too. It's very strange. Status resistance is very good, but we won't see that, I'm sure. They will smoke up. They're looking for GH now. They jump in. Good force away for now. GH now with the rest of his team. Up to the high ground he goes. Paparazzi looking for his own jump in. Blix up over to the Ancient camp, but nobody there. And Roche, I believe, is up. This is huge. They're going to run in looking for a target now, and they're going to find it. They had a telekinesis. Earth Splitter will come in, and Kuro going to get bashed up and dropped down, and Miracle might be next. Disarmed. He's got the BKB. He's going to have to use it, looking for his ultimate, losing a lot of his mana here as well. Still getting bashed up and getting dropped down. Sitting at about half HP. On the other side, GH is earned up. He's going to get ticked. That should secure it. No, he will heal himself, and with the Shrine as well.
I love that play from Paparazzi, though, just backing up. Even though it looked like maybe there's a chance we can get Miracle, are you guys coming? Like, can we do something? Doesn't allow any sort of counterplay from the Radiant. He knows we've taken down one hero. They're at a disadvantage of the Roche pit. Let's go and secure this. Well, let's get this refresher shard. Thanks for giving it to us early, Liquid.
And they didn't have to, they only had to use the exorcism. Who has the refresher shard? It is, in fact, the Tide Hunter. So double Ravage at 30 minutes into this game. And Vici Gaming, they just need to wait for this exorcism, I would assume, Trent, and then go again.
Patience is kind of their thing. I mean, there's not even any pressure, honestly. Let's stack up a couple, 2, 3 refresher shards. Why not? Who needs to go anywhere if you're Vici Gaming?
This thing lasts forever, after all.
I'm fine. Let Liquid close in, you know? Get the flank plays happening with Fenrir. There's no burden, really, on you as Vici Gaming.
Yeah, they could definitely take their time. It is only a 6K lead for now. There is the big item for Matama Man. It's the BKB. He's been getting telekinesis. He's been getting cogged and battery assaulted, so something to keep him locked down. It's going to be a lot tougher now with this BKB up.
100% necessary up against the Halberd. Just can't allow that to ruin your entire game.
Yes.
And Liquid, that pressure on there. But then you wonder, what do? You, on the one hand, you're giving space to an anti-mage. Oh, Matama Man, he looks for a quick kill.
On him. He's very speedy. On the run, has a blind hook shot coming in. Fenrir, they're going to try to take this fight. Cog push back, Stomp's coming in. That'll keep him at bay for now. Vici Gaming looking perhaps to go for a jump with Paparazzi, who has the blink ready, but they don't want to do anything too aggressive. Playing very methodically on Vici's side.
And Liquid just so scary. They're trying to push forward, trying to get a couple kills, but they know they're fighting into Aegis, Cheese, and Shard, so dangerous stuff afoot here. And they still have a long while to deal with that. Still 3.5 minutes remaining on that Aegis.
Yeah, so they could take their time.
And that's going to be Abyssal finished up here for Paparazzi.
Oh, this AM is giant now. 22,000 net worth. 18,000 is the next closest on Miracle. He does have the butterfly for Shadowfiend, now working on an AC of his own, so evasion is going to be something for the SF that they have to consider themselves to deal with for Vici Gaming, but we'll see. Oh, Lana will steal the Ace Rune, nice.
Yeah, it looks like they're just waiting for him to get the Ring of Health, and yeah, there it is. So Abyssal good to go here. And
now it's daytime too. Maybe they make a move.
Yeah, they're still going to fight into the nighttime from GH.
Yeah, true.
Guess he's ready to pop it, but GH having to opt in towards a Shadow Blade even here. Maybe even that Silver Edge to help out against the Anti-Mage.
Not what you typically see on a Night Stalker. Very unusual.
God, Paparazzi he's invincible. I mean, this definitely makes the Silver Edge valuable when he has gone for this 30% spell shield too.
Ori getting caught and Rage. Yule Scepter will keep him alive for now. He's able to back up with Paparazzi, looking for a target. Jumping, Miracle gets forced to the low ground, but there's the Abyssal Blade. Forced away, Mind Control, the Mana Void, hook shot, perfectly timed from Fenrir. at the tier 2 tower. They're looking for more. I think GH is the only one that might get caught on the other side of the engagement, but he's already out and away on the right side of the fight.
He's scouting out Invis, but I don't even know what he's scouting for. Maybe a Matama Man jump. I can't imagine anything that's successful heading in there, so
they still
time
have
to
Ravage.
back away.
They still have Ravage. They still have 2 Ravages and Exorcism, and it might be time to go.
They could consider even giving the shard
Telekinesis.
over to...
BKB's going to go. There's the Ravage to follow up. They're going to take one down. That's Lanham dead. Miracle. Hurricane piked away. Still Spirit Siphon and auto attack down, but he will make it to safety for now.
If they pick up one big kill, they can just give the shard to Ori and go for a second with another Exorcism too, so they have to be really careful from Liquid right now.
He still has one running at this point. GH forced back as well, making sure they kite as much as possible, but tier 3's gone. They need to be careful for Vici not to commit too hard. Ravage is still down. He's got the refresh shard. There's the Abyssal, but Matama Man in trouble, forced away. Enrage keeping him alive. The Eul Scepter, he has no BKB at this point.
Man on the tie.
And he's going to get dropped, and now finally the Ravage comes out. Might be too little too late. Might not even matter at this point. They've already dropped Matama Man. He has no buyback. They have dropped the Enfeeble on Paparazzi. He's going to blink back towards the racks. They're going to try to save him. He still has the Aegis, and he does Manta and get away from that Miracle Raise just in time, as the Urn will help him heal back up to full. So the Tide kind of maybe missing his timing there. They could have gotten more out of it, but they do get Matama Man, which is the most important thing, I think, in this fight.
It was just a split second, I think, where he matched a couple times. Like, oh shit, got a wand and soul ring, and then he's good to go. But in the end, obviously, still a melee Rex. But another kill on the Matama Man is going to send them further down for Liquid. And Vici Gaming, man, they look good, I have to say.
They are crushing it right now, a 10K lead. They have Cheese working on a Shiva's Guard for Death Prophet. They still, I believe, have this Aegis. Not for much longer, 20 seconds in fact, and then it'll get dropped away. But
and they just need to start looking at what can go wrong in this game. How can we possibly lose? The big thing will be Paparazzi. He gets Abyssal, he gets picked off, he somehow dies, and Matama Man can get that farm. Then again, he's going to be very far away from any sort of Abyssal. He's going to have to pray for first hit bash because he needs an MKB to deal with all this evasion that's coming out from the side of Vici Gaming. But it's going to be Paparazzi just looking in towards a Lincoln Sphere. We've seen it. It's ridiculous on any mage, especially if you build the Agnivs after. I can't imagine them killing him very easily this game, but that's the only thing you can really do is the Radiant, right?
And they need to get some big Earth Splitter off. They have to have Miracle and Matama Man go crazy, but it's going to get harder as the game progresses. They will go for a smoke down. They're going to move into their own jungle, take control of it, perhaps get some wards down, make things a bit safer.
So difficult. I mean, they don't even have wave push on the side of the Radiant. Everything's going to keep being shoved in here.
Now the Tide is Blink Dagger too, so Young 11 can pull the trigger a bit quicker.
Oh, this would be a great time to smoke too.
They're running right into them. It looks like GH thought about going uphill. It's too dangerous. There's no vision.
Or he's almost into a Shivas.
Yeah, this is a frightening situation for Liquid. They have to back up. They can continue to control their own jungle. They drop a ward down, just try to get some vision back.
Miracle here, but not going to be successful. Great read by the side of VG as well. You saw they were standing on the high ground, and he was also flaring around the sides of the high ground, trying to see if there was a wrap coming that would have been popped by the smoke. Fenrir really on top of this game, just trying to understand and predict the movements of Liquid. They don't even have like a ward inside the base or anything, so it's very well done.
Fenrir, he's had some good hook shots. He's so far controlled the pace of the game. Early stages, he got him back into it. Young 11 might be caught GH on the high ground, but the flare will see him, so they're going to just immediately back up at this point. We'll see what happens. They want this tier 2 tower, so the last outer tower for Liquid. GH has the Shadow Blade. It is nighttime. No darkness available for 45 seconds. Not that he needs it. And they should take this. Ravage and Exorcism both back up. No Refresher Shard. They used it in that last fight, but Cheese is still available. Telekinesis. That'll start it off now. GH is going to get Abyssal. They're looking for this kill. Mana Void's available. Good Shadow Blade for now. Matama Man pops the BKB and the Enrage. Earth Splitter only hitting on to Young 11. They've still got Ravage. They're going to use Exorcism. Fiend Script will grab Lana, but that's it for now. A 1-for-1 trade as they lose their off-laner. Ravage coming in. Young 11 whiffs it. He hits on nobody, but they're still looking for more. Kuroki's in trouble. Now they're looking at Paparazzi, who blinked in aggressively. He's still safe and sound for now. Exorcism is still going, and even with a whiffed Ravage, they don't really lose anything for Vici Gaming.
Bit of a zoning Ravage there. But, yeah, they got the tower. Only lose their Rubik.
And GH is able to scout this out and just run around. But Exorcism is down, and Liquid, maybe they can move out a bit more aggressively now, try to get something going. They have plenty of damage from Miracle. He's up to 24,000 net worth working on Daedalus, so I don't know. He did a lot of damage to Paparazzi there when he blinked in aggressively, so something to keep in mind.
Yeah, but he's still going to be wary of the fact there's like BKB up on Ori, so he's hard to control. this Animage is still insanely farmed, so he's still quite the issue. He could just get Abyssal as well as Miracle.
Yeah.
Butterfly might not even be enough to save him.
So
feels like they need that big percent damage from Earth Splitter to come in. Like, it's kind of the big thing, right? That max HP.
it's just, it feels like there's not that much setup for it this game, though.
No.
That's the issue. I
Definitely
mean, even
not.
with Stomp.
All right, Young 11 scouted out here, really abusing the nighttime, but
Yeah, they thought about running at him. They're looking for Fenrir instead, but there's going to be the Abyssal. Paparazzi, Mana Void, but Tumba Man is dead for 70, and now Miracle has to flutter away. The Gush will come in. They have the Midas Armor there. Yule Scepter to come through. Mind Control, silenced up. Miracle going to go for the BKB. The Requiem will come out. Spell was stolen. Lottom's got it ready to go. They're going to have the bashes on top of it, looking for the courier, but it's glyphed up, Immortal, and a double kill for Paparazzi with a wicked 6 spree. All of a sudden, Vici Gaming get the 2 biggest kills they could have possibly gotten. They grab those 2 giant kills, and now they're going to move in perhaps to the tier 3 tower bottom lane. Well,
this looks like how Liquid have played against every other team. You know, this kind of next level, Courier flying in the middle of a fight, and then being glyphed. Like, it just looks incredible right now as Kuro, well, maybe saved here.
yeah, gonna get forced away, Young 11. Earth Splitter hits onto 3, but there's just no follow-up damage now. They don't have buybacks on these heroes. They're probably gonna lose their tier 3s. Exorcism is still down for another 7, but that is not that far off. They've got the cogs, GH getting bashed up, Paparazzi, no Mana Void. He's inside the well at this point. Finally, they'll back away. Requiem finally goes from Lottom. That was the spell stolen, doesn't do nearly enough damage. He's silenced up. They're gonna go back to work on this tier 3 tower. They're zoning them out so effectively. Ori really hanging on to this Exorcism and knows he doesn't need to use it. Matumba Man is finally back up from the dead, but they're going to lose the racks here bottom, and perhaps they're going to lose the full racks mid as well. In fact, it's already gone. So this is huge at this point for Vici Gaming. 2 racks up, and I mean, at this point, it's just not looking good. But Matumba Man jumping back and gets the bash up. There's the Kraken Shell coming in from the Tide Hunter. Gets forced away. Fenrir's also pretty low. There's the Abyssal. Paparazzi going to work. They get the kill. The auto attacks are enough. That should be it for game number 1. Vici Gaming dominating this mid stage of this game. And Liquid, a rough start for them in this best of 5 grand final here, Trent.